Synchronize. You ever wonder what's in a light bulb? I do, and I'm about to find out. Light. Okay, this is a light bulb. It's a projector light bulb. 14 watt LED bulb. You can kind of see there's LEDs in there, but we're going to see them real close in a second. It's dead. Plug it in, it doesn't turn on. So I'm going to cut it open and see what it looks like in there. First, always check your headphones for spooters. It's all wet. Hopefully this doesn't short out in my hand. Hey, it didn't. Interesting. The inside of this, you'd think that's plastic. I don't know if you can see that gray streak there. It's aluminum inside, probably for heat dissipation purposes. Also, left-handed Dremel tool. It's designed to be used like this. Problem is, I'm right-handed. You know what that means? It means that when I'm grinding something, all of the bits fly back into my face. If I was left-handed, it would go the other way. Ah, that sounded like it hit me in the back of the head, but it didn't. It just clapped me. Now, firstly, aluminum dust everywhere. Keep it away from the iron oxide, which actually there is iron oxide, because that makes thermite, and that'll make a big mess. I know from experience. Second, does aluminum cause Alzheimer's? No, it doesn't. Aluminum was in one study found at a statistically significantly elevated level in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, but it's not correlated to actual causation, or else we'd see that people who work with aluminum in machining, smelting, or chemistry have a higher rate of Alzheimer's versus people who are just exposed to regular aluminum foil and aluminum-based deodorant, which is actually not aluminum. It's not even alumina. It's alum, which is a soluble aluminum compound. More to the point, aluminum salts will ruin your brain if you eat them. There is a case in Britain where they put the aluminum salts meant for cleaning into the wrong hole, and it ended up in the drinking water tank, and a lot of people got brain damage. But metallic aluminum dust should be fine as long as it doesn't get in my eyes. Fortunately, these are big polycarbonate glasses, so it's not actually going to get past them. Aside from the aside, it's wet because the table's wet, and because I'm wet, and also slightly sticky. An unusual situation for me. If only. This is the lens. It's kind of interesting because the actual lens has the diffusion, but there's also this central piece, which is a little different. I can't see through it. I could probably use this for something. I might use that for something in the future. Now, the actual LED component in there is a little circuit board. So the actual circuit board appears to contain 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 6 is 14. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 of these little yellow things. Now those actually look familiar to me because I had this out because I was going to use it for something else. Those are the same chips in these LED shop lights. So that's like a standard high output chip. It also looks like there's an abundance of circuitry, which I wasn't expecting. Let's see. I see resistors. I see 8-pin integrated circuits. I don't know what these are. Switches? Why is it hot? It's hot because I just ground through the aluminum. There's also 2 screws. Let me see if I can get those screws off. Where's my screwdriver? Interestingly, driving a screw is a surprisingly difficult task. It's not at all like driving a stolen taxi. They're small screws, so they need a small screwdriver. If nothing else, I get free screws. That makes a nice dish, doesn't it? Alright, step 1 will be, see, can I pry this up? It looks like I can. It's somewhat challenging because it's weirdly sticky and there's a lot of sharp metal here. It's also weirdly hot. So, an interesting thing about this board that I'm realizing as I touch it and it's hot, It's made of aluminum. Usually printed circuit board, I don't have any just sitting, I do have some sitting around somewhere, but usually they're like plastic fiberglass that you mount through, because obviously mounting components to a conductive board is challenging. But this appears very much to be metal with non-conductive coating on either side. Unfortunately, it can be pried up, but it can't be loosed. It's still attached somehow to the inner workings of the bulb. So my best option is, because I didn't expect this, there's a wall of aluminum inside, so I only cut the end off. There's a small space where it's a board to the plate, so that's actually the heat sink, which heat sinks to the entirety of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that thing and make another cut lower, and then try to see what's in the next layer of the bulb. Interestingly, much easier to cut. Below that point is all plastic, so it goes real quick. Oh, again. So, being careful not to cut myself. You can see, so there's the issue. Wires. There's two wires connected to the base of the light, which is its AC source. Those are what's giving me the issue. I'm going to have to cut them in order to free the thing. I should really get my tools closer to me, but it's hard when I'm stuffed in the corner of this small room. Neighbors on the other side of that wall, and it's like 9 at night, so hopefully they're not trying to sleep. Alright, so that's all plastic. That's the little two wires connected to this thing. So for salvage purposes, and not exactly the safest salvage purposes, I will cut this thing down so that I now have access to a thing I can stick in the wall and get power out of, assuming that that's not the part that's broken. This is the aluminum piece. I'm probably just going to throw that out. I don't really have a furnace necessary to melt that down in any way. So yes, it is metal, coated with a non-conductive coating on this side. I don't know how it's actually doing that. The glue is broken down. So these are the internal connectors, those little guys. Roughly speaking, kind of the issue is LEDs don't like to run at 120 volts. I don't know if this reduces it or adds a resistance. There's a big capacitor. Not actually that big. It's a 160 volt, 68 microfarads. So that's actually pretty sizable. In terms of voltage, it's a pretty high voltage cap. So I think this circuit is meant to control the voltage in such a way that the LEDs can use it. Beyond that, I have no idea. But this is the actual light portion that, where this a working light bulb would produce the light. I would like to... Oh, I can actually. If I look at it obliquely, I can see where some of the contacts go. Now, if that is what I think it is... It is what I think it is. So, that explains how the light is... That's actually the problem I have with these lights above me that I'm slightly using, is they just put the AC through the diodes and expect it to come out. That little 4-pin thing there, which you can barely see, is a bridge rectifier. This thing is full-wave rectifying. So power comes in from this and gets turned into DC and then run through. If I had to guess, that might be the thing that's, like, I don't see any signs of obvious damage on this board, but that might very well be the thing that's burned up, that it can't transfer the voltage anymore. But that's what that is that tiny little bridge rectifier, and I've used these, I use ones that are like this big. A tiny little thing is turning all of the AC that comes through here into DC to power the lights, so that they remain full wave on all the time, which is probably a filter capacitor. Might be that guy, but I don't know. I'm not that electrically inclined. So the circuit itself, not actually useful for me in any way. I don't have the ability to access any of the leads for these things to turn it on again. The only thing I can hope to get is maybe take that capacitor and save that. Otherwise, nothing in this is useful to me. But I now know it's inside a light bulb. I don't exactly consider this a success because I didn't create anything, I destroyed a thing, but I did learn something. And anytime you learn something, no matter how small, it's still a victory. Even if that knowledge comes with hideous awareness, it's still a victory. What was I talking about? I don't know. I'm going to end the video.